How y'all doing, good people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. Also, hit that post notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. Be careful down in the comment section of the videos. A lot of spam, a lot of scammers. I will never ask you to contact me by WhatsApp or Telegram. I also do not invest money for my subscribers. So please be careful. Don't get yourself scammed. Hey guys, if you want to keep up with me when I'm not on the airwaves of YouTube, do me a big favor. Get down in the description box. Click on that Richard Fain Millionaire Mentor Instagram link and give me a follow. And then send me a DM to let me know that you're rocking with me. I certainly would appreciate that. Trying to get this Instagram page up to where my old Instagram page was, which was 90,000 followers. Right now I'm about 6,200 followers. So big difference. But with your help, and I know many of you guys were part of that 90,000 follower Instagram page. I know many of you were. I'm asking you to teleport yourself over to the new page, which is down in the description box. Richard Fain Millionaire Mentor Instagram page. And then send me a DM to let me know you're rocking with me. Be careful on Instagram. A lot of scammers, a lot of Richard Fain impersonators. Don't fall for it. I will never slide into your DMs asking you to send me money. I will never slide into your DMs unannounced, guys. So if anybody on Instagram, once you follow me, slide into your DMs, that's not me. That's a scammer. So just be careful. I'm just letting you know. It's the Wild Wild West over there on Instagram. Scammers everywhere. Facebook too. Scammers everywhere. So just be careful. Know that I will never slide into your DMs unannounced, asking you for money, trying to tell you about stuff that I don't talk about in my YouTube videos. That's all a scam, guys. So please be careful. www.richardfain.net. That's my website. Second link down in the description box. Check out the website, guys. Over 300,000 of you guys have already hit my website in 4 months. Google is loving me. Google love me. They say I'm ranked somewhere, but they love me. Why? Because of you guys. Without all organic growth, me just talking about my website on my YouTube channel here, over 300,000 of you guys have already went over there and checked it out. Many of you have decided to make an investment in yourself and buy some of the digital products that I've handpicked for you to help you collapse time frames and get to your pot of gold. A lot of y'all have pulled the trigger on those. At least 1,000 of you guys. Which in the world that I live in is crazy, right? Because I'm thinking, golly, man, 1,000 people have purchased digital products. 300,000 people have visited the website. Almost 1,000 people have joined the private mentorship club through the website. Fastest growing financial community on Patreon. It's called the Wealth Builders Private Mentorship Club. Why is it called that? Because it's private. It's the only place on the internet I do mentoring, and I do it exclusively through the Wealth Builders Private Mentorship Club. Tonight is a big night because it's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Guess what? The Wealth Builders and myself, we're going to be in a private live stream Q&A just for them, where they get to ask me any of their financial questions, and I'm going to put forth my 30 years of experience building wealth to help answer their financial questions. Not that I'm an expert, but I got 30 years of doing this. I got more experience in those 30 years of building wealth than they do. And they understand that, right? I'm not the expert. I'm just a guy lending my 30 years worth of experience. I'm just a guy that started a YouTube channel 4.5 years ago, and now I got over 700,000 subscribers on it. So I know how to do something right. I'm a guy who started a website 4 months ago and I already had 300,000 visits, over 1,000 products purchased, almost 1,000 people on my Patreon Wealth Builders Private Mentorship Club. All in 4 months. All organic right from this YouTube channel. No going out buying nothing. Why? Because I got experience doing this. I also know when you help enough people get what they want, you get what you want. Pretty simple rule in life, guys. Help enough people get what they want, you get what you want. Pretty simple. Try it. Help enough people get what they want, you get what you want, okay? So, y'all got the website, second link down in the description box. Click on the website. Come join us. I told you we got almost 1,000 people over there in the private mentorship club, guys, through Patreon. All you got to do when you get to the website, you're going to see a membership button. You're going to see a join button. Get in where you fit in. Come join us. Get in where you fit in. All right. Moomoo. Got to get a little Moomoo in before we get into these meat and potatoes. Moomoo, man, my self-directed brokerage app that I'm going to be using over the next 10 years to 10x, 10x my net worth. On my way too. We're going to talk about why I'm on my way here in a second. Woo, got a lot of good stuff going on right now, guys, and that 10x is starting to look real good. It's starting to come together. The 10x, the 10x on the net worth is starting to come together, guys. I've already told y'all. I already told you, you got to have a good brokerage app to be able to execute and get to your net worth number. Moomoo is a great place to start. First link down in the description box. All you got to do, sign up for Moomoo, and you're going to get up to 20 free stocks, publicly traded companies. Yeah. How does that work? Okay, here's how it works. You click on my link. You ain't going to get it nowhere else unless you click on my link. And I'm going to know if you clicked on my link. If you email me and say, well, golly, I clicked on your link and I didn't get my 20. I'm going to know. Because I'm going to have you send me your Moomoo ID. And once I get your Moomoo ID, I'm going to know if you signed up under me or not. See? Yeah, I'm going to know. So get down in the description box and click on my link. You put $100 in your new brokerage account, you're going to get 8 publicly traded stocks. Free. Free. If you put $1,000 in your new Moomoo brokerage account, you're going to get 20 publicly traded stocks. New York Stock Exchange, Chicago Stock Exchange, and the like. Public companies, guys. So these ain't some, oh yeah, this is some little, these are public companies. You're going to get up to 20 of them. And now you got a portfolio of 20 publicly traded companies or 8 publicly traded companies, depending upon how much you put in your new brokerage account when you open it. But the good news is you got a built-in portfolio. Now you can start leveraging that portfolio to build more wealth. Well, what do you mean? Well, those 20 companies are going to be valued at something, guys. You can buy more of those companies, or you can take that money from those 20 companies. You can say, well, you know something, Richard? These 20 companies are great, but I'm cashing them in and I'm going to reinvest that money in something else that I think will take me higher. That's what I mean by leverage. So you leverage the 20 stocks, or you leverage the 8 stocks, or you can keep them. Me, personally, I just would leverage them. I'd leverage them and go big boy, blue chip. Not that you won't get big boy blue chip, because you never know. It's a random process that the good folks at Moomoo use. You might get a hyperscaler. You might get a mega cap. You might get a semiconductor. Or you might get big boy blue chips from any of the other 10 sectors that are represented in the S&P 500. We don't know. The good news is, though, you're going to get something for free for trying out a world-class brokerage app. Now, I believe it's a world-class brokerage app. It's my primary brokerage app. Right? My YouTube channel, I get to give you my opinion on the brokerage app. I think it's world-class. Try it out. Get yourself up to 20 free stocks, and now you're in position. Right? Yesterday, we talked about what? If you were part of the live stream yesterday. We talked about how to become a multimillionaire from nothing. And I gave you 5 things that you needed to do. I gave you 5 steps to go from nothing to multimillionaire. That was in yesterday's live stream, 10:30 a.m. live stream. I gave you 5 things. What's part of those 5 things? You got to be able to execute. You got to have a brokerage account to be able to execute. And you got to do it over and over and over till you get to your wealth. That's what we talked about. So get down in that description box, click on that Moomoo link, open up your Moomoo account today, go get that free stock, go get that free money, put yourself in position, because I'm telling you, the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of the United States is happening right now, right under your nose. I've been telling you that since January 2024. I've been telling you guys this consistently since January 2024. My track record is pretty dang on good, guys, from January. Go back and look at my videos. I told you what was going to happen. I told you exactly what was going to happen. And it's starting to happen. Go back a month ago when the market was tanking. No, Nvidia is going to $50 a share. Oh, it's done. They'll never come back. What is it doing now? What is it doing now? I'm just asking, because I tried to tell y'all this was going to happen, but some of y'all believe me, some of y'all didn't. A lot of y'all in the live chat right here, y'all was just, y'all was very aggressive. Y'all was very aggressive. What's happening right now? $125 a share, 125.20 a share and climbing. By the end of the week, we're going to be 135. By the end of the month, 150. These are my predictions. I'm not an expert. This is not financial advice. I don't play a financial advisor. I'm not one in real life. I don't play one on YouTube. I'm just a regular guy who's been buying big boy blue chip paper assets for 30 years on his own. No financial advisor. That doesn't mean you can't go get one. I don't need one, because I know what I'm gonna buy. Big boy blue chip. That's it. Big boy blue chip long term. That's what I do. I've done that for 30 years. So I knew exactly what was going to happen, because I've been in the stock market for 30 years and I've seen every cycle. In this continuous bull market, I've seen every cycle. And I knew exactly what was going to happen. Why? Because this is how the rich people get rich. They drive stocks down, they buy them on the way, they make money on the way down, and then they run them back up through propaganda, through FOMO. This is the stock market. If you know that, you know how to fit in. Right? You know how to fit in and know exactly how to make money. That's what I know how to do, and I've done it for 30 years. So I knew what was going to happen, and I kept telling y'all that. Right? So we're at 125.18. That's Nvidia, by the way. Nvidia, however you want to pronounce it. Now, here's the thing, guys. Get down in the description box and get yourself in position, right? Because we're finna get ready to go on this run. We got a couple catalysts. We're going to talk about the Fed and how they play into this. Y'all, if you've been following the Fed, you know what's going on this week, right? So I keep telling y'all guys, information is powerful when you know how to use it and execute with it. It's powerful. It's meaningless if you don't execute. But if you get information and you know how to convert that information into execution, it's powerful. See, if you know what's going on this week, you'd be paying attention to the Fed, because they're gonna got some business stuff coming up. One, they got the minutes from the July meeting being released on Wednesday. It's gonna set direction on interest rates. See, those meeting minutes are coming out on Wednesday. And investors, big boy investors, are going to use those to FOMO this thing. They're going to use them big boy blue chip Wall Street firms are going to use those minutes to FOMO this thing higher. Coming out Wednesday. And then Fed Chair Jerome Powell going to Jackson Hole and some symposium, and I'm going to tell you about that in a minute, on Friday. It's another catalyst that's going to do what? FOMO these things higher. And then y'all know what's happening next week on Wednesday the 28th. Y'all already know what's happening next Wednesday on the 28th after close of business. Boy, this thing finna go to the moon. Because I think we're going to triple digit everything. Blow the cap off this thing. I think so. I don't know if it'll happen. I'm just a regular guy making a prediction on his own YouTube channel and giving you my opinion. I don't know if that'll happen, but I'm telling you what I believe is going to happen. So you got some busy stuff coming up. You're coming off last week of another good week, another boomerang week. You just came off a boomerang week. You're coming on another one. Going higher. Why is things starting to go higher now? Because the 1% want them to go higher. This is how it works, guys. If you know what the 1% doing, you just copy them. It's going higher. It's going higher, right? So let's talk about One more thing, get down in that description box, guys. Get the Moomoo link, open up your Moomoo account, and then send me an email through my website to let me know that you opened the Moomoo account. And then I'm gonna send you some tutorial videos that help you learn how to use the Moomoo account, the Moomoo brokerage app, so you can start purchasing your big boy blue chips and not miss this opportunity. Not your financial advisor, ain't gonna tell you what to buy, ain't gonna tell you when to sell. That's up to you. What I do is present an opportunity that I believe is gonna change my financial life. And if you wanna copy that plan, copy it. Ain't no law against that. I copy people all the time. All the time. I copy the 1% all the time. I've copied the 1% for 30 years. And ain't nobody came and said, Richard, stop copying me. I copied the 1% for 30 years. I continue to copy them. You better figure out who you're gonna copy. But I'm gonna copy the 1%. They control 99% of the wealth, by the way. So probably a good group to copy. They control all the wealth. They control the stock market. They control the real estate market. They control every aspect of our financial market, and they control our economy. The 1% control everything. The media, everything. The public school systems, everything. The private school systems, the colleges, they control everything. But if you know how they roll and you can copy them, you can get rich and get yourself some wealth. But that's up to you, right? You got to figure out what's best for you. But let's jump into this conversation. Let's jump into this conversation around the Fed and Nvidia could skyrocket this small stock and make it super, super easy to get rich. Let's start with that one, because that's the headline, right? That's why you're here, right? I would assume that's why some of y'all here. Meet the newest artificial intelligence stock in Nvidia's portfolio. Hint, it's not SoundHound. Now, some of my wealth builders will know I told them about this thing about a month ago. I told some of my matter of fact, I introduced it on the YouTube channel, actually. And then some of my wealth builders got a hold of it through the YouTube live stream, and then they went bananas on it, made a lot of money. And now I'm starting to think, okay, there's a lot more money to be made in this thing, especially with Nvidia owning such a large share of this stock, this company. Maybe there's a real play here. Maybe there's an opportunity for this thing to really go higher. So, a guy like me, I got two ways I make money in the stock market, right? My primary way I make money in the stock market is what? Traditional investing, buy and hold, big boy blue chip, long term. That's my main way of making money in the stock market and building wealth. The second way I make money in the stock market is short-term investing. So what do? I find companies that have an opportunity from a short-term standpoint to do what for me? Create FCF. What is FCF? I know somebody in the chat know what that is. What's FCF? So I take these short-term opportunities in the stock market and create FCF. Why? I need to create FCF because I got big boy blue chip long-term investments that's going to be long-term. I'm not finna sell them anytime soon. I'm not going to take no dividends anytime soon. I'm not going to take any capital gains anytime soon on the big boy blue chips, because that's what I'm using to 10x the net worth. So they need to have time to mature. They need to grow. But in the meantime, while I'm letting them big boys grow, I got to find some little boys to create some FCF. I find some little boys to create some FCF. And this is one of the little boys I uncovered about a month ago. Yeah. Nvidia snuck in there and bought about 10% of the company. Wasn't a splash, but I dug deep down, went down a rabbit hole and found it. Told y'all about it about a month ago. Some of y'all jumped on that thing like crazy and made a lot of money. I jumped all over it. And then I said to myself, there may be a bigger play here. Let me see if I can make some more FCF out of this thing, if this thing is getting ready to run. See, the thing is, guys, anything Nvidia got his hands into, when Nvidia gets ready to go on this run over the next 8 business days, towards the end of the month and then on into September. As it goes on this run, anything it touches turns to gold. That's my opinion now. I'm not an advisor. I'm not a pro at this. I'm a regular guy giving you an opinion. So don't believe me. Go do your own homework, figure it out for yourself. This is my YouTube channel, so I get to give my opinion on my YouTube channel, right? And that's all I'm doing. See, I believe the 900-pound gorilla, right? This 900-pound gorilla that I call Nvidia, whatever you want to call it, is getting ready to run. It's finna wake up. If you ever seen King Kong, you ever seen Godzilla, they be in hibernation for a while, and then all of a sudden they come out. And when they come out, they wreak havoc. That's what's getting ready to happen for Nvidia right now. It's been in hibernation. People have been poking at it. Shorting the stock, hibernation. Oh, they're done. AI will never make it. All of that stuff was all planned by the 1% to get y'all to do what? Panic sell and not buy nothing. Drive the stock price down. See, this is what the 1% do. See, they pump in propaganda through the mainstream media, and they get y'all scared and afraid to do anything, drive the stock price down, then they buy it on the low, and then they flip-flop it and put that same propaganda, but in a positive spin, back into it again and pump it up. That's what's getting ready to happen right now. So the 900-pound gorilla done woke up. It's getting ready to run, in my opinion, and anything it's touched, in my opinion, will go up automatically with it just because it touched it. So I think this little company is going to go up and go up higher. So I'm going to continue buying it. It's been a good little FCF for me, but let's see if it can continue the trend. But that's what I do. I take these little companies who are tied to big boy companies, and when the big boy company move, they move, and I make money. I make FCF, right? So those are the two strategies. So this company here, it continues to, when it comes to artificial intelligence, there's Nvidia, and there's everyone else. This is how the article starts, guys, from Yahoo Finance. And you know, it's the truth. That's the bad part about it. It's the truth. Well, not bad part, but good part about it is that's the truth, not bad part. What are you talking about, dude? It's a good thing, right? Good thing. When it comes to artificial intelligence, there's Nvidia, and there's everyone else. The chip maker has become the poster child for AI as its graphics processing units, aka GPUs, have become the gold standard for AI systems. Now, what does gold standard mean? Can somebody help me with that? What does gold standard mean? In my opinion, that means the very best of the best. You don't get no better. You at the top of the summit. What's the tallest mountain in the world? That's the gold standard. When you get on top of that mountain, that's the gold standard. That's the gold standard. So when you have gold standard describing you, that means you're the very best of the very best. You're in a league all of your own. Yes, and I totally agree 100%. So when the gold standard reaches down and buys something, what does that make that thing that it reached down and bought if it's the gold standard already? By extension of buying that said thing becomes the gold standard too. Sure does. Yeah, it does. I believe that. So when the gold standard reaches down and touches something, that thing it touched normally becomes part of the gold standard as well. Whether it is or not, it becomes part of the gold standard. Why? Because the gold standard touched it. And a little thing starts to happen. You know what that little thing is called? FOMO. See, here's the thing. When the gold standard touches something, everybody that's associated with that gold standard is going to say this. Golly, shoot, the gold standard done bought this thing. maybe I should buy it because the gold standard bought it. That's how the world works, guys. It's called FOMO. See, nobody wants to miss out. So if the gold standard says I'm going to buy 10% of this company, and by extension of the gold standard, that company becomes the gold standard. Why? Because the gold standard bought it. If I believe in the gold standard, guess what I'm going to say? Well, golly, if the gold standard bought that thing, I don't know what it does, but I'm going to buy it too because the gold standard bought it. That's what's going to happen. That ain't what's going to happen. That already happened. This little stock went from $6 or $8 a share up to 20-something a share, like $20, $21 a share. You know how much money FCF was made off of that little FOMO jump? Why? Because the gold standard touched it. I keep telling y'all guys, the gold standard touched it. Anytime the gold standard touches something, it's gonna automatically jump higher because of FOMO. Just saying. So when Nvidia makes an investment in anything AI related, investors sit up and take notice. What did I just tell y'all? I don't even need to read this article. I'm telling y'all, I'm telling y'all what's gonna happen. Anytime the gold standard touches something, everybody gonna pay attention. Oh my goodness, the gold standard bought 10% of this company. Oh my goodness, the gold standard is investing in this private company, guys. The gold standard is investing in this private company that's getting ready to IPO. Just saying, guys, this is how it works. Oh, I'm going to go out and I'm going to go look at the PE ratio. I don't care what the PE ratio is. Matter of fact, none of them make any money. Do I care? No. Because y'all missing the point. It ain't about them making money. It's about the gold standard. Y'all around here talking about, oh, do they make any money? They ain't make no money yet. Oh, golly, how can I invest? They haven't made any money. It ain't about them. It's about the gold standard. See, y'all got to figure this out, man. This is why the 1% control 99% of the wealth in this country. Because we too busy worried about stuff that we shouldn't even be worried about. What we should be worried about is the gold standard. See, the gold standard is where the money is. Whatever the gold standard touches turns into the gold standard. Can y'all follow me on this? I don't care what industry you're in. I don't care if you're in politics. I don't care if you're in world economics. I don't care whatever you're in. If something has been dubbed the gold standard and that gold standard touches something, you're the gold standard. Arguably, well, I'm not going to argue it, but I would say Michael Jordan is the gold standard, especially in the 90s. Everything he touched turned to gold standard. Look what this one guy did for Nike. One man did for Nike. Gold standard, guys. I keep telling you, I don't care what walk of life you're in. If something is dubbed the gold standard and it touches something, then by extension of the gold standard, it becomes the gold standard. Just saying. This is not what I'm telling you. Let me read it to you one more time. So when Nvidia makes an investment in anything AI related, investors sit up and take notice. That's what happened earlier this year with SoundHound AI. In February, investors learned that Nvidia had taken a small position in the voice and audio recognition specialist, which sent its shares skyward, or basically skyrocketed, gaining as much as 93% in 1 week following the revelation. Help me out. Help me out. Does SoundHound make any money? No. It makes no money. But yet and still, the stock price goes up 93%. in 1 week. What am I telling you? When the gold standard touches something, whatever it touches becomes the gold standard, an extension of the gold standard, right? Becomes an extension of the gold standard. So we can go out and do whatever we want to do, which I'm not knocking nobody for doing nothing, because I'm a believer in going out, doing your due diligence and making sure you understand what you're getting yourself into. Absolutely. I'm 100% for that. But there are bigger things at work here, guys, that I'm not trying to understand. See, there are things at work that happen in our financial system that don't make no sense. And I'm not going to try to make sense out of them. I'm just going to do what the 1% do. So whatever Nvidia buys, I'm going to buy it. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. If they take an interest in it and put their money in it and take a stake of a company or buy a position in a company, I'm going to buy it. Especially if it's a little bitty company that got anything to do with AI. I'm going to buy it. Now, history is repeating itself. Remember I told you about SoundHound, how the stock price went up 93% in a week? Because why? The gold standard touched it. Anytime the gold standard touched something, guys, you don't have to make no money. See, this is what y'all get confused. Y'all get confused with, oh, you don't make no money. That means that y'all miss it. Listen, guys, you know how many companies out there that don't make no money? Their stock price still going up right now. And they make no money. Y'all missing the point. When the big boys start playing, guys, they play. It don't matter if it's making money or not. You think that they care about that? No. There's a reason this 900-pound gorilla company is buying these companies. There's a reason. There's a bigger picture. Right? So here we go. Now history is repeating itself. And again, guys, this is not financial advice. This is not telling you what to buy. This is not encouraging you to go buy anything. What I'm telling you is how I make money. And that's what I do on this YouTube channel. I tell you how I make money. People come to this YouTube channel so they can know how I make money, so they know how to move. They ain't got to do nothing that I tell them to do, because I'm not an expert. I'm far from it. I'm just a guy that knows how to make money in his sleep. And I do it very well. That's all. You ain't got to listen to any of this. I'm just telling you my opinion. Right? So here's my opinion. Now, history is repeating itself. This is what the article is saying. Last month, Nvidia revealed it had acquired somewhat sizable stake in Serve Robotics 1 month ago. Anybody been following that from a month ago, what this thing has done? There's a lot of money that been made, guys, in this little stock, guys. I'm trying to tell you guys, when I uncovered this thing, it was at $6 a share, $8 a share. And within a month, that thing was at $20 a share. You know how much money was made there? So I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Y'all think, oh, they don't make no money though, Richard. Who cares? 900-pound gorilla bought it. 900-pound gorilla bought 10% of the stock. I don't care if it never make no money. Because I know when Nvidia goes to the moon, that going with it. That's right. It's going with it to a certain extent, right? Look what's happening right now. Let's do a little temperature check. Let's see what's happening right now. What's Nvidia doing right now? 125.26? 120, oh, almost, guys, we're like a few pennies from $126 a share. We ain't even an hour in the trade. Well, we are an hour in the trade. We're an hour and a half in the trade. Sorry about that. Let's see what Serve is doing right now. Just checking it. Just temperature check. Oh, $12.17. You see the correlation there, guys? Do you see the correlation? Do you see the correlation where I'm going with this? I'm just saying, like I said, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just telling you about the gold standard. See, anything that's dubbed the gold standard, whatever it touches, turns into the gold standard. Now, all of a sudden, Serve Robotics is the gold standard for these little robots going around the street delivering packages and food. This is the gold standard now. Do you see how do you see how this works? Now it's the gold standard. I keep trying to tell you all this, man. If you want to learn how to make money, you got to follow the 1%. You got to understand how this whole thing works, guys. It has nothing to do with what you think it has to do with. See, that's our problem. We think we know everything. It has nothing to do with what you think it has to do with. It's much bigger than that. And you got to throw that out the window and say, okay, what are the 1% doing? Just saying, guys. Let's get back to this thing. Let's get back to it and let's finish this up so we can move on to something else. Because we got to talk about the Fed a little bit, but I got to get this little bit to you. Now, history is repeating itself. Last month, Nvidia revealed it had acquired somewhat sizable stake in Serve Robotics, which sent the stock into the stratosphere. What did I tell y'all? I uncovered this thing at like $6 or $8 a share. I can't even remember. And then the thing within a month, man, the thing was at $20 a share, guys. $20 a share. Do you know how much FCF was captured? Let's just say $8 a share. $12 per share on 8,500 shares. Just saying. Oh, it don't make no money. Okay, so I don't care if it ever makes money. It's the gold standard now. Why? Because it's been touched by the gold standard. So anytime you talk about little robots delivering food, guess who they're going to talk about? This company. Keep telling y'all that. Anytime they talk about robots delivering food now, guess who they're going to talk about? This company. Just saying. That's my opinion now. Again, guys, I'm not trying to be some financial advisor. I'm not trying to tell y'all to go buy Serve. None of that. None of that. For the record, I am not telling you to do any of that. I'm telling you how I create FCF while my long-term big boy blue chip assets grow to 10x my net worth. This is how I make short-term money, a lot of it, by doing exactly what I'm telling you I'm doing. That don't mean you got to go do anything. You can just be entertained. Don't do nothing. Don't change your life at all. Don't follow anything. Just keep doing what you're doing. Just saying, guys, just a quick little FCF. Boom. Didn't know nothing about the company. Didn't research anything about it. Didn't need to. It's been touched by the gold standard. See, again, now, I'm not telling you not to research. I'm just telling you what I do. Everybody can't do what I do. You got to figure out what's right for you in this financial market where you can make money and build your assets and get to your net worth. You got to figure out what's right for you. I can't figure that out for you. But what I can do is give you some guidance on what I do. Okay? So that's all this is. I don't need to hear anything about, oh, you're trying to get people to buy this and buy that. No, I'm not. Because most of y'all ain't going to buy it anyways. You're not. You know that. And I know that. I don't know why we just can't be honest with each other. But for those of you that do, the 1% of you guys that do want to try to leverage yourself and find ways to make money, I'm giving you examples. Whether you pull the trigger on that or not is totally up to you. That has nothing to do with me. My job is to be a truth teller and to provide information on my YouTube channel based on my experience. Not that I'm an expert, not that I'm a licensed financial advisor. No, I'm none of those things. I'm just a guy that does his investing on its own. And I've come up with a strategy that works for me, and I share that strategy with others. So let's move. Serve Robotics describes itself as a leading autonomous sidewalk delivery company. Now it's the gold standard, in my opinion. Now it has become the gold standard in autonomous sidewalk delivery, whatever they deliver, food, packages, I don't know what they deliver, honestly. But whatever that is, they're the leader in it now. Why? Because the gold standard bought them. And when you got the gold standard takes a 10% interest in your company, that says a lot to everybody around. They're saying, well, golly, what does the gold standard have in store for this company? It must be huge. I'm just telling you how people think. The company went public without much fanfare on April 18th. You've never heard of this company. I never heard of it. And it went IPO. April 18th. I've never heard of it, ever, until now. Why am I hearing about this company now? Gold Standard bought into it. Never heard about SoundHound before the Gold Standard bought into it. I never heard about Cohesity until the Gold Standard bought into it. I never heard about it. Maybe you have. I haven't. But now all of a sudden the Gold Standard is reached down and touched it. Now Cohesity is arguably, probably going to be the Gold Standard too, in whatever it does. It's getting ready to go public at some point. As soon as it gets this merger done with this other company, they're going public. And not just Nvidia has taken a stake in this company. Go do your research. There's a lot of Fortune 500 companies that got a stake in this company, Cohesity. Just telling you guys, this ain't something I'm coming up with. I'm telling you who invested in this company. And it's a private company right now. Now, you got to be an accredited investor to be able to get in pre-IPO. If you don't know what an accredited investor is, go out on Google, type it into Google, it'll tell you what that is, right? I told you, my job here is not to give you a fish. It's to teach you how to fish. That means you got to go out and do your own homework, your own research. That's not my job to sit up here and plaster everything on the screen for you and spoon feed you. That's not this YouTube channel. Might be somebody else's channel, but it ain't going to be mine. Here we go. Serve Robotics describes itself as a leading autonomous sidewalk delivery company. Now, it's the gold standard for sidewalk delivery companies, autonomous sidewalk delivery companies. This is the gold standard now. That's my opinion. The company went public April 18th, offering up 10 million shares of common stock at $4 per share. This is what it went public with now in April. When I uncovered it, it was like $6 to $8 a share. Soon as the 900-pound gorilla stepped in, a month later, the thing went up to $20 a share. Right now, it's currently at about $12 a share. But of course, my opinion is it goes higher. My opinion is it goes higher. Again, I don't have any clue if it will or not. I just know if the 900-pound gorilla goes higher, I believe it goes higher. Right? So this is what I believe. You may believe something totally different. The stock initially slipped under the radar and interest was weak. This is what the experts are saying, guys, not me. The stock initially slipped under the radar and interest was weak as the stock ended its first day of trading down 22%. So if it jumped out the hole at $4 a share and it ended the day 22% lower than $4 a share, that wasn't a good day. That was not a good day. The company is focusing on what management believes is a $450 billion market using robotics and drones for the last mile delivery. For example, the company estimates that the median distance of food deliveries in the U.S. is 2.5 miles. It further suggests that the average cost to cover that distance using its autonomous robots would be about $1, much cheaper than existing alternatives, while cutting down on the greenhouse gas emissions caused by automobiles. Excuse me. So they got a nice little solid niche there. They got a nice little mission statement or whatever you want to call that little bit, that little bit of what they do. I love it. I think it could catch on. I don't know if it will. But what I do know is if Nvidia is behind it, it has a better chance of catching on. Out here all by yourself, not that good. With Nvidia, the 900-pound gorilla backing you, better chances. That's all I'm saying, guys. No Nvidia, you see what the stock price was doing with no Nvidia. With Nvidia, you go up to almost $20 a share. Now you're back down to Black Monday, knocked you down. So you're back down to 12, 13 a share. But I think as Nvidia climbs again, this thing will climb too. And for full disclosure, I'm in the stock again. I'm in the stock. So I'm in the stock. And I got a small little YouTube channel, man. This ain't gonna move the needle one way or another. The little people that watch my YouTube channel, small YouTube channel. I give this information because I'm in the stock. I got another 8,500 shares of this stock right now. See, I got in. I'm in where I fit in. I don't be messing around. So I got 8,500 shares of this stock right now. And I believe as Nvidia continues to climb, it will climb. Now, it's not a long-term guy. I told you it's a short-term guy that creates FCF until my long-term investments can create the real wealth. This is not going to create the real wealth for me, but it will create cash flow. It will create free cash flow. It won't create the real big boy wealth, but it will create free cash flow. And that's why I buy them, right? So here we go. Serve first launched its fleet of sidewalk delivery robots in Los Angeles in 2020. By the end of the year, those robots had completed more than 10,000 deliveries for food delivery service Postmates, now owned by Uber Technologies. Uber has a commercial partnership agreement with Serve. See, Uber's in there too now. And y'all know what Uber do, right? Good. See what I'm saying? I'm trying to connect the dots for you. I'm just connecting the dots for you guys. So Uber has a commercial partnership agreement with Serve to deploy as many as 2,000 of its delivery robots by 2025, up from Serve's current fleet roughly of 100. The expansion will see at least 250 robots in Los Angeles by the first quarter 2025, expanding into new geographic markets beginning in Q2. See, there's a nice little plan for this little company, guys. See, a little plan for it. So here we go. In a regulatory filing that dropped on July 18th, 1 month ago, Nvidia revealed that it owned more than 3.7 million shares of Serve Robotics stock, amounting to 10% position in the company. With that stake, that was valued at roughly 10 million at the time. Word of Nvidia's investment stoked interest in the tiny company, driving its shares up 335%. Cha-ching. So happy to be a part of that. So happy to be a part of that 335%. Love it. Back in for another dip. Just dip my toe in the water again. Yes, sir. And I believe I'm going to make a lot of money this go around too. Here we go. As of market close on Thursday, however, several developments in recent weeks have compounded investor excitement. And it isn't just about Nvidia. Check this one out. Check this one out now. Check this one out. See, this is what I keep telling y'all. Anytime the gold standard touches something, everybody wants to be a part of whatever the gold standard touch, because they believe the gold standard knows something they don't know. And they want to be associated with the gold standard. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about now. Told y'all how this business stuff works. This is how this thing works at the highest level, right? Just this week, Serve announced a partnership with Shake Shack. Now, guess what's going to happen in my opinion? Shake Shack done hit an agreement with them. Now, everybody that want to be better than Shake Shack, be bigger than Shake Shack, going to want a piece too. I'm not saying you're going to have these things, you're going to have 1 million robots running around the whole country. But in some of these large cities, you're going to have some robots out there on the street. Little bitty ones with food in them. They're going to have some Shake Shack in them. So here we go. Just this week, Serve announced a partnership with Shake Shack to deliver its food orders through Uber Eats in Los Angeles. Scoring a well-known fast casual chain like Shake Shack was a coup for Serve, elevating its profile in the food delivery space. I keep telling y'all, it's about the gold standard. So what happens? Gold standard touches it. You already got Uber there. Now all of a sudden, everybody sees Shake Shack in the game. Now guess who might come around? McDonald's might come around. Burger King might come around. Subway might come. Who knows, guys? This is how it happens, though. This is how you take a little bitty company, and before you know it, it's a medium-sized company. And your boy got 8,500 shares. Second time around. So, we'll see. We'll see. This announcement came on the heels of Serve Robotics' second quarter fiscal results, which were better. Now all of a sudden the numbers are better. They'd have been touched by the gold standard. Now the numbers are better. Oh, goodness gracious, boy, these one percenters, they know how to do it, boy. These one percenters, they just know how to do it. I got to admire the 1% because they know exactly how to make money. Now all of a sudden, you ain't never heard of this company. A IPO April 18th, nobody never heard of them. Stock price went down 22% day one of IPO. Gold standard get involved. Now all of a sudden, you got, and Uber might have already been there before the gold standard. But I guarantee you, Uber feels much better about their position now that the gold standard is in there too. Now you got Shake Shack. Who next? You know if Shake Shack in there, somebody else gonna wanna be in there because they ain't gonna wanna miss out. So now all of a sudden, I mean, what is it? May, June, July, 3 months later, this announcement came on the heels of Serve Robotics' second quarter financial results, which were better than expected. The company generated revenue of $470,000, which included $300,000 from auto parts supplier Magna. There's another partnership. I wonder where all these partnerships coming from. The gold standard. See, I keep telling y'all guys, when you have a gold standard that touches anything, everybody want to be a part of that because of the gold standard. Don't nobody care about, nobody cared about this little robot company, this little food delivery robot company. No one cared about them until the gold standard bought in. Now that the gold standard is bought in, now look at all the partnerships starting to develop. Uber done doubled down with Uber Eats. Shake Shack done doubled down. Magna done doubled down. The company generated $470,000 in, I'm assuming Q2, which included $300,000 from auto parts supplier, not food, auto parts supplier, guys. Delivery revenue of 107, here it is, which included $300,000 from auto parts supplier Magna to license its robotic technology. Delivery revenue of $170,000 surged 178% year over year, 80% At the same time, gross margin for the segment improved 85% year over year and 64% quarter over quarter. See how all of a sudden that the gold standard has touched it? Things starting to get better. More opportunities coming, things starting to get better, revenue starting to get a little bit better. Still not a big company, but starting to turn the corner. I don't think you'll see these things scattered over the whole country, but you'll see them in these big cities. Top 25 cities will have them. They will drive a lot of revenue in top 25 cities because people don't look to do the transportation thing from building to building, around the corner, block to block, in these big old gigantic cities. Don't nobody want to get in a car to do that. Don't nobody want to pay nobody on a bicycle to do that. Throw one of the little robots out there. Just saying, guys. Just saying. Anytime the gold standard touches something, it becomes an extension of the gold standard. Now all of a sudden, oh golly, this is a great little company. Let's do a royalty deal with them. Let's do a licensing deal with them. Let's license the technology. Just saying, man, get in where you fit in, right? Get in where you fit in. Helping drive its financial results was a strong operating performance. Serve averaged 385 daily supply hours during the quarter, up 106% year over year, 28% sequentially. The company also increased its daily active robots by 85% year over year and 23% sequentially. Should investors follow Nvidia? This is the expert now. While Nvidia's stake in Serve Robotics is notable, it needs to be put in perspective. At the end of the second quarter, Serve represented less than 2% of Nvidia's AI-focused portfolio. For contrast, chip maker ARM Holdings made up about 82%. So ARM Holdings, Nvidia has a bigger stake in. It's a big old company though. I got nothing wrong with ARM. ARM is a great company, but it ain't Nvidia. So I'm good. I want one of these little companies. I want a little company with a big old gigantic future. That's what I want for the FCF, right? With a market cap of roughly 422 million, Serve barely raises to the level of a small cap and has yet to generate a profit. As such, the stock will be extremely volatile and far more risky than an investment in Nvidia. There's also the matter of valuation, as Serve's stock is currently selling for 259 times forward sales. And y'all already know why that is. FOMO. I told y'all that at the beginning. There ain't no rhyme or reason to why. I'm telling you why the company is doing what it's doing. Because of Nvidia, in my opinion. And now you're starting to see other partnerships. Magna, Shake Shack, Uber Eats, Uber Technology. And I think you'll see more as these little robots become more the norm, especially in big cities. Now, they ain't gonna be roaming around the country out here where a bunch of cows at. They're not gonna be out there, but they will be in these top 25 cities that have these large populations condensed that you really can't get around, and these little robots are gonna be perfect for that. Just saying, guys. Just saying, that's my opinion. Y'all do whatever you feel like you need to do. Got nothing to do with me. I'm just giving you what my FCF, how I create FCF. I think as Nvidia continues to climb, I see a clear path to another $20 a share at some point in the future, and then I'm gonna parachute out. That's it for me. It's $20 a share, I'm parachuting out. $20 a share the last time, parachute out. $20 a share this time, parachute out. And then maybe I get back in at some time down the road. I don't know. Or maybe I stay in a little longer if things getting juicy. If Nvidia is just going crazy, if Nvidia is just going bonkers, maybe I stay in a little longer if things getting juicy. Maybe I get the $30 a share on this thing, just off straight FOMO. They ain't making no money, but no one cares. Not at this point. No one cares. All people care about right now is tied to Nvidia. Who else is gonna jump in this thing and drive up the stock price because Nvidia's in it? That's all investors care about right now. They know this thing ain't making no money. It may never make money, but it will get a stock price increase due to FOMO, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. You guys figure it out for yourself, but just my opinion. Now, FYI, this is what the article is saying. This is the last little piece. The article is saying this: investors who really want a piece of Serve Robotics shouldn't buy any more than a tiny stake, befitting such a risky bet. Better yet, they can simply buy Nvidia, thereby owning Serve by proxy. Now, I agree 150% with that statement. Guys, don't get into this thing if you don't know what you're doing, because you could lose it all. I got 8,500 shares, which is about 100K. Something like that. What I got it at? No, it's less than that. I got 85. It ain't 100K, but it's somewhere in that neighborhood. I think I bought it at $10 a share, something like that, second time around. So I'm in this thing at, let's just round it up to 100K. Well, golly, Richard, what if that 100K goes to zero? Well, then I lose 100K. I mean, what do you mean? But I'm a big boy. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. But as long as Nvidia's in it, I ain't gonna lose no 100K. See, this is the key. I'd have never bought this thing if Nvidia hadn't taken such a stake in it. Now you see what's happening already within 3 months of IPOing, within a month of Nvidia jumping in this thing. Who else done jumped in? One, Uber has solidified its position in there better, firmer. Then you got Shake Shack that done came in, which is a really well-known in larger cities. It's a really well-known burger joint, fast food thing in larger cities. Now they're on board. Now you got this auto parts company coming in, licensing the technology. Who else coming in? Who else coming in, baby, to run this thing to the moon, right? Nvidia goes to the moon. I think everything under Nvidia goes to the moon. It elevates ARM. It elevates Cohesity. Even though Cohesity right now is not a public company, it's a private company. So I'm just saying, guys, this is the way I make money. I'm not an expert. I don't know very much about stocks, but I know companies. I do know companies. I don't know stocks that well, but I do know companies. I know how companies operate. And I also know how the 1% operate. One, I was in banking for 25 years, and I worked with a lot of multimillionaires. I'm talking about people with really high net worths. And I know exactly how they buy, whether it be real estate or whether it be stocks or whether it be starting businesses. So I know businesses and I know how the 1% operate. I don't know stocks that well. And I don't care about knowing stocks that well. What I need to know is what is the 1% buying and why? That's all I need to know. I don't need to do a deep dive in every little stock that come along. That's not my thing. If it's good enough for Nvidia, guess what? It's good enough for Richard Fang. That's the way I look at it. When Nvidia sell off its positions, then I no longer am interested in this company. If Nvidia's not in it, I ain't interested in it because I know at that point, if they bounce, the gold standard bounces with them. You're no longer the gold standard no more. The only way you maintain your gold standard status is if Nvidia stays in the deal. That's it. That's it. So all I can tell you guys is get in where you fit in, figure out what your stratagem is. I've told you my stratagem. My stratagem is wherever Nvidia invests in, and it's a sizable position, I'm going to invest in it. That's the stratagem, period. I don't care what the company does. I don't care if they make money. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at this point if they make money or not. Nvidia bought them. That's all people care about. That's it, in my opinion. All right, let's move on. Like I said now, get down in that description box and click on that Moomoo link. If you're interested, click in that Moomoo link. Get you up to 20 free stocks, guys, when you open a new Moomoo brokerage account. Get in where you fit in. We're getting ready to go on a run, in my opinion, and you want to be prepared. You want to be executing. You can't execute without a good brokerage account. You can't execute without money in your brokerage account. You can't execute without a game plan. All of that stuff I can help you with through me telling you what I'm doing. If you want, I can send you tutorial videos. I can send you things like that to help you understand what I'm buying and why I'm buying them. But you got to go through my website, hit me up through the website, let me know you've opened a Moomoo account, you funded it, and then I'm going to send you some tutorial videos for the Moomoo brokerage app, and then I'm going to send you my wealth transfer blueprint 1.0, 2.0 to outline all the big boy blue chips that I'm buying. You may want to take some of those, or you may want to create your own. It's up to you. I'm not your financial advisor. I can't tell you what to buy or when to sell. That's up to you. All I can do is tell you what I'm doing. All right, guys. Well, we got a little bad weather out there, so hopefully I don't lose my internet connection. But before I do, let me give y'all, I had a lot more to go here, guys, but I'm going to have to shut this thing down early because I don't want my little internet connection to die on me, because y'all already know my internet is pretty raggedy. But one thing I do want to mention, actually I ain't gonna even mention that. We might do that tomorrow. Let's talk about stocks today. What's going on in the stock market today? Since this morning, stocks were muted on Monday, taking a breather after the S&P registered its best week of 2024. See how quickly that changed, guys? Remember a month ago, everybody, the S&P's falling. It's gonna go down to 4,500 points. Oh, golly, it's falling. I knew this wouldn't last. Da, 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 da. Now look at it. Back up to 55 and some change. It closed on Friday at 55.56 or something like that. Just saying, guys. Just saying. I'm telling you, the tide has turned. Now you're starting to see everybody come out. Goldman Sachs, the street. You're starting to see all of these folks coming out now doing what? Starting to throw upgrades on things. Starting to put new price targets on things. Tide done changed. Now we're running. We're running, right? We're running. The Dow Industrial added 112 points this morning. S&P went up 0.1. NASDAQ flickered around flat. Stocks are coming off a winning week amid a volatile stretch of it for equities. The last month was volatile. The broad S&P rallied nearly 4% for its best week since 2023. Y'all didn't know that, did you? See how fast that thing came back? Told y'all it would. So I tell you, me dollar cost averaging in that S&P, baby, like clockwork. I told you. All of last month picking up bargains. Bargains, bargains, bargain, 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 and all of a sudden you go to the moon. Keep telling y'all that's how you build wealth. Some of y'all listen, some of y'all don't. Some of y'all listen, some of y'all don't. The S&P 500 rallied nearly 4% last week. Best week since 2023. The NASDAQ jumped 5%. If you've been buying assets diligently over the last month, you just got a 5% net worth jump. Just like that. See, this is how you build wealth. You build wealth in the red. You collect wealth in the green. August has gotten off to a turbulent start after disappointing data fueled recession fears and bolstered concerns that the Federal Reserve was behind the curve on lowering interest rates. Those worries sparked a global sell-off, pushing the S&P on August 5th to its record worst day since 2022. But fresh data last week seemed to subdue an anxious market and boosted hopes that the economy can attain a soft landing scenario. Investors saw good stats on retail sales, initial jobless claims, in addition to strong earnings from Walmart. Why is Walmart earnings so important? Because it represents the broader retail consumer market. And if Walmart, who is a 900-pound gorilla, they do $650 billion in sales a year, guys. No other company in the world does more sales than Walmart. And if they've got good earnings, that's telling globally every investor who wants to invest in America that our economy is okay. That's why Walmart is so important. Didn't know that, did you? But now you do. On top of that, 12-month inflation rate measured by July's consumer price index slowed to 2.9%. That marked its lowest reading in more than 3 years. So what y'all think gonna happen on Friday when the Fed chair get up there at Jackson Hole at 10 a.m. Eastern time? He gonna be dovish. Them rates coming down September, guys. We don't know how much, but widely expected anywhere from 25 to 50 basis point reduction. We going to the moon. We going to the moon. The market has also fully recovered from the overblown recession fears earlier this month. This is coming from a managing director at UBS Private Wealth Management. Big boy. But we expected volatility to remain high for the rest of the year. Now, Wall Street is looking ahead to Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell's Friday speech at the Central Bank's Symposium in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Before then, traders will parse minutes from the Fed's most recent meeting due on Wednesday. Told y'all that at the front of this thing. Wednesday, the meeting minutes coming out for July, and then Friday, Jackson Hole. That's going to further solidify September rate cuts. Bingo. That's all we need to push this thing higher. By the end of the week, Nvidia will be at $135 a share. That's my opinion. That's my prediction. Here we go. Here we go. Investors are hoping for insights into the path of interest rates and mounting hopes for a forthcoming cut. While we do remain generally bullish, we don't see a straight line up in the market. This is what the economist from UBS said. The economy is slowing, and there will likely be a mix of conflicting data points over the coming months, which is set to continue this recessionary debate. The Democratic National Convention also kicks off Monday. So you got a little political thrown in there too. I didn't mention that earlier because I don't want to be political on this channel, but you got a little bit of that thrown in there this week too. We'll see what happens. But I'm very optimistic. I'm very optimistic about my wealth building over these next several months. I don't care if it See, here's what let me give you a little bit of what I think. So I think we get to 150 a share on Nvidia, however you want to pronounce it, that's on you. I think we get to 150 on Nvidia by the end of the month. I think we climb to around 160 in middle of September when the Fed rate cut. Then I think the 1% brings us back down to maybe 140 on Nvidia. So we go to 160 by mid-September, we come back down to about 140. And then I think we end the year up, maybe 175, 200. That's my prediction. Is that true? I don't know. I'm just a guy on YouTube making a prediction. It may not even come true, but it doesn't matter because I'm a 10-year guy. I'm a big boy, blue chip, long-term guy in this stock. So, hey, my goal is this stock to get to $1,000 a share. Will it do that or not? I don't know. I ain't got no crystal ball, but I'm in it to win it. So you got to figure out what your game plan is. At least I got a game plan. I've already told you about the short-term game plan. So, All right, guys, I got to get out of here. It's thunder and lightning. All right, guys, I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Do me a big favor. Get down in the description box. Click on that Moomoo link. Open up your new Moomoo account today. Go get that free stock. Go get that free money. Send me an email through my website to let me know that you opened the Moomoo account and you funded the Moomoo account. And then I'm going to go ahead and send you tutorial videos to help you learn how to use the Moomoo account ASAP Rocky. ASAP Rocky. You're going to learn how to use it ASAP Rocky. And then, boom, you're in position. We got what? Less than 8 days before takeoff. We got less than 8 days before rocket launch date. We got a few more seats left. Just a few. We got a few more seats left on the rocket ship, guys. We got the fuel in it. I'm in first class, by the way. I don't know where you're going to be at, but I'm in first class. I'm in first class on the rocket ship. We ain't got but a couple seats in first class. I'm in first class, but we got a lot of what them seats is right behind first class. The second best seats, and then we got the ones way in the back. Ain't nothing wrong with being in the back. I done been in the back a lot. But right now I'm in first class on the rocket ship. We got a few more seats left. We got 7 business days before launch date. So if you want to get on the rocket ship, you got to get down in the description box, click on the Moomoo link, open up your Moomoo account, get you some money in there, get your mind right, reserve your seat on the rocket ship, execute before we blast off, because we blasting off in less than 7 business days. We blasting off. We got a few more seats. Listen, if you want to join the private mentorship club, the Wealth Builders Private Mentorship Club, go to the website, click on the link. Click on the link. It says membership or join. Click on that link, sign up. We got a live stream tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time, private live stream. I'm going to send all the documentation through the Patreon website, so you'll have access to it. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this opportunity through Q&A. Q&A for 2 hours from Wealth Builders. We got almost 1,000 of them, by the way. So we're growing. I keep telling y'all we're going to keep growing. We're going to keep growing. If you want to be a part of this thing, wrap yourself around 1,000 people who are going the same direction you're going. Got a big old financial family over there. Boy, if I'm telling you, go in that community chat, it's lit. Uh-oh. Gotta go, guys. Appreciate y'all. I'm gonna see y'all later on. It's thunder and lightning here, man. I'm gonna be getting struck by lightning. Hey, thoughts become things. See it in your mind. Hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. Stay healthy, get wealthy. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Before I get struck by lightning. Loyalty to the moon.